So first we'll go for characteristics of cloud computing. So it is listed 5 characteristics of cloud computing. How many? 5 characteristics of cloud computing. What are those? The first characteristic is on-demand self-service. This is one characteristic. Like it is just like how you can differentiate between a human and an animal. Like human has some characteristics, which characteristic it doesn't exist in animal, or animal has those characteristics which doesn't exist with. Are you getting in human? So in that way, where there are many technologies, right? So which technology I can say it is a cloud computing technology? So we should have these 5 properties on it, these 5 characteristics on it, then only I can say. So what is the first characteristics? On-demand self-service. What do you mean by on-demand self-service? Yes? Yes, on 24/7 it should be there. Based on the customer, it will give you the infrastructure. Based on the customer need, it will give you the elasticity or scalability. Right? Based on the customer need, it will provide you the security. So it is on demand. Second is self-service. Why it is a self-service? In some model, we doesn't need the provider to give us anything. We have to manage all our infrastructure. So can we do that? It is just like in my washing machine, there is no function written like I can customize. I have to take the program which is written on the washing machine and I have to choose any one of it. So it is not a self-service, right? It is provided by the company. I cannot put my own customized way to wash my clothes. Are you getting it what I am saying? But in cloud computing, they give you the different way of taking those resources, but they will give you the facility that you can create your own. So that facility comes under self-service. So again, this particular slide, the first slide is having the definition, and this definition is given by NIST. A customer can unilaterally provision. What is the meaning of unilaterally? Unilaterally means without any influence to the customer. If he want the computing capability or some resources or some network storage, so he can do it. So it is saying that a customer can unilaterally provision computer capabilities such as server time and network storage as needed automatically without requiring human interaction with each service provider. So definitely we do not need human interaction. We can just open the Amazon web services and we just open our account. We go for it. First of all we have to choose the location that where we want to deploy our server, and then I can choose any of the packages I want, or I can create my own with EC2, right? EC2 is it will give you the infrastructure. You have to deploy everything. So it is just like computer services such as email, application, network or server services can be provided without requiring human. Definitely. So email is a service, again a cloud service. Applications, what we are using, a network or server services. So server, again we have to go for web services. Cloud service provider providing on-demand self-services includes Amazon Web Services, Software, Google, IBM and Salesforce.com. These are the companies which are providing or which are giving us the characteristics of on-demand self-service. Customers can select the resource needed Customer can access anytime and anywhere remotely. Customer can upgrade or downgrade the service anytime. This is the gist of what do you mean by on-demand self-service. You all get it? Next characteristics is called broad network access. What do you mean by broad network access? How you can relate these characteristics to cloud computing? Anyone? Broad network services. The meaning of broad network services is I can use my infrastructure with any network or anywhere in the network. So it is available in the internet definitely. With any type of device I can use those infrastructure. That is the meaning of broad network access. Cloud capabilities are available over the network and accessed through standard mechanisms that promote use by heterogeneous thin and thick client platforms such as mobile phone, laptop or PDA. So it is saying that with any computing devices like your mobile phone, your notepad or something, or your laptop or your desktop, you can access those services from anywhere in the world. That facility or that characteristics is coming under broad access or broad network access. Customer can access those resources from any network, any location, anytime. Internet is the backbone for these characteristics with web-enabled services. So definitely, if there is a web services, so if we are making a web services, so that service should be available 24/7 in the network. Next characteristic is called resource pooling. What I told you just now, pooling. Resource pooling is just like infrastructure is there and many people are using those infrastructure without disturbing another one, right? So if we have, do you use virtual machine in your system? VM software, some VM software you use. Which VM software? VMware? Oracle? Is a provider, yes? Yes, Oracle is the provider. So VMware is just like, this is a machine. In this machine I have two operating systems. One is Apple, another is Ubuntu. So how it is providing us? How it is providing us? So it is just like this. If I am the user of this particular infrastructure, so I am using Apple. If another is using the same infrastructure, he is using another operating system. It's just like this. Or I have two users, right? In the beginning I have a normal user, I have the guest user. So normal user are using that infrastructure and guest user can also use this infrastructure. But for him, the desktop and all those things will be different. Guest has limited access. He cannot install any software in my system, right? So it is just like that. It is differentiating between user to user, giving the infrastructure without what? Affecting another user. That is the concept of resource pooling. So whether your cloud computing infrastructure is giving the resource pooling, if yes, then it comes under cloud computing characteristics or is coming under cloud computing infrastructure. Got it? So the pooling together the resources build economics of definitely. If you are pooling the resources, definitely the cost of the company will be less. If the cost of company will be less, they will cost you less or the cost the customer less. So it depends upon. Next is rapid elasticity or expansion. So yesterday I told you one example that the Amazon or Flipkart at the time of sale, they got more hits, more requests into the server. So they need more memory, more processing power more parallel processing to process all those requests. So this particular cloud computing, is it giving you rapid elasticity or expansion? If yes, then yes, it is a cloud computing infrastructure. If no, we cannot categorize that particular infrastructure as a cloud computing infrastructure. You all get it? What do you mean by elasticity and expansion? So definitely, elasticity means, what is meaning of elasticity? It can expand, also it can, so that is the thing. It can scale up or down. It depends upon the requirement of the services. Last one is measured services. Last characteristic is measured services. What do you mean by measured services? Measured services means your cloud computing infrastructure should measure the utilization of resources. Let's say if a company, let's say Oracle, okay. Oracle is a database company. It will provide you the databases, different databases. So let's say a company is not buying the Oracle software, instead it is taking the services from the Oracle. Okay? And let's say there are 10 people who are working in a project where they require those Oracle software. So what they do, all those 10 people will use the software whenever they require, they use it, they close it. It's just like you are using the Google Drive. So how much time you are using the Google Drive and how much spaces you are taking to take a Google. So that is the infrastructure. But I am talking about software. So software, like if I am giving you the software as a service, so I have to measure how much time you have used that particular software. It is not like how much memory you have used from the software, because we cannot measure the memory, right? We can just measure that how much time you have logged on to that particular user which is giving you the access to the software. So based on that, it will give you the bill. Just like your phone bill, just like your water or electricity bill, it will measure those usage and give you. Are you getting it? So it is about software. What about infrastructure? Infrastructure or different computing resources. So if I am using more resources of computing, I will pay more. It is just like that. So do you have measuring facility with you? If yes, then you will become a cloud computing service provider. If no, you cannot become, because this is the essential characteristics of it. And it should be there. It should be there, right? So this is all 5 characteristics. What are those? On-demand self-service. Next, broad network access. Next, resource pooling. Next, rapid elasticity and or expansion. Next, yes, measured services. So these 5 are the characteristics of cloud computing. Do you all understand? Any problem in any of the characteristics? Do you all understand? So if I ask in the examination that define all 5 characteristics of cloud computing, can you do that? That we have service model. Service model, right? Cloud computing characteristics. Cloud computing characteristics is different than service model. Okay? So mainly cloud computing, given cloud computing definition given by NIST, they have given us three service model. One is software as a service, another is platform as a service, and the last one is infrastructure as a service. Okay, so it is not like everything should be there with one computing infrastructure, cloud computing. No, any of the services can be provided by cloud provider, but all the characteristics should be there with cloud provider. Are you getting it? Characteristics, all the characteristics should be there in a cloud provider, but any of these or all of these can be there as a model for the cloud service provider. Okay, so about this we'll see in tomorrow's class. Tomorrow also we have class. So tomorrow will be the last class related to cloud computing. Okay, after that the practical aspect of the cloud computing will be delivered by two of the students who have already worked on cloud computing. Okay, so one is Amazon Web Services. So he will take one case study.